There we go. All right, let's do a quick double check. Make sure we got tube.com. And let's go to view the channel. We are live. Oh, and I misspelled work. Or didn't misspell. I just fat finger my W-O again. All right, now let's go to talk. All right, actually, let's look here. Probably need to turn that off. We'll see. Misspell. I just fat finger my W-O. All right, yeah, got audio there. Good. All right, now let's go check out you TikTokers. And right there. And to pod home. There is so many things you have to turn on when you're going live. It's amazing. Come on, dude. I just need you to go out there. There we go. New episode. Let's configure live broadcast. And let me open up. Turn on. Got but boom. There we go. Start that bad boy up. And let's see where else we need. Oh, yeah. Go to pod home. And episode 250. We are at What is Work Intimacy? All right, let's go live. Yes, all right. Let's tell everybody what we're doing. Post. All right, got it. And LinkedIn. See here. Going on. So 250. All right, that is. Yeah, everyone's joining in. I'm still trying to get everything up and running. Let's see here. Let's go to YouTube. Yeah. /the relaxed mail. There we go. All right. Post there. And then close that. I don't know which one I've got available on here. Anyhow. All right. So let's see here. Getting ready, creating a post. Go to a different feed, but oh well. On YouTube. If I could spell tube correctly. Good grief. So there we go. Going live for episode 250. So share. All right. So, yeah, I need to work on those a bit. Anyhow, let's close that up and let's get started. Start the recording. There we go. All right. So let's do a couple seconds of silence. All right. We are continuing. We are on the 9th type of intimacy that people have. And if you're viewing us live today, you see my hair is flying every which way, which means that it's time for yet another haircut. So anyhow, we're going to cut that out. All right. All right. This week we are continuing our discussion about the different types of intimacy. We have gone through the emotional intimacy, intellectual intimacy, spiritual, experiential, social, creative, conflict, aesthetic. We are now down to what in the world is work intimacy? And we're going to be talking about that this week on episode 250 of The Relaxed Male.
This is The Relaxed Male.
a show that comes to you each week helping men to remove the nice guy from their life so they can actually live their life on their terms. Join the host, certified coach Brian Goodwin, as he helps men step out of their heads and become free from the thoughts that bind them. Hey man, hello and welcome to the Relaxed Male. I am so glad you're able to make it over here and to see us. We are live, lit, and in person on a couple different platforms today. We are actually over on not just YouTube, but we're over on TikTok, and then also if you have got a Podcasting 2.0 app, you can listen to me live on a modern podcast app like Podcast Guru, Fountain, or Podverse is another one. And so there's a couple different ways that you are able to pick this show up and listen to it at your convenience. And also these types of podcasts are like any other podcast. You'll just have a nice cleaned up version here later on. You won't hear the gaffes, the goofs, and the oopsie doodles. So as we go, sadly, if you're not over on YouTube, you don't get to see my incredibly wonderful hair that's flying everywhere and is just bugging the booger out of me. But anyhow, so as I was talking about earlier, we are down to work intimacy. We have got just this, we've got this one, and then one more intimacy style of intimacy. And this one here is the easy one. The next one's going to be the easy one. It is physical intimacy. We're going to be talking about that. So if you're wondering what my thoughts on physical intimacy and that whole line of thinking, you can come see me on episode 251. That'll be next week. So there you go. Preview for next week. This week, we're talking about work intimacy. And what in the heck is actually work intimacy? What is that even an actual intimacy? And as I kind of mentioned before, anything past experiential, the last 5-6 types of intimacies I've done can actually all be rolled up into a nice, pretty little package and placed right under experiential. These are all different types of experiences. Your social experiences that you share with your spouse is your social intimacy. Your creative endeavors that you do with your spouse and you share with your spouse is your creative intimacy. How you have arguments with your wife, again, is conflict intimacy. And though conflict intimacy is probably one of the most important intimacies that we have, it is just a type of experiential intimacy. Because, we have to have the conflict to have the respect for and have the ability to bond and heal over whatever disagreements we have. So conflict intimacy is very important. Aesthetic intimacy is what's around you. Are you able to share and take in the beauty with your spouse? Believe it or not, there are some people who really struggle with that because one person will like one thing and the other person won't. And so there's a lack of syncing in that. And so we struggle on trying to see what it is they're actually looking at. Why is that thing that they're looking at so important to them? Why do they find beauty in a rock that they've picked up? It's almost like a child. The child finds something and sees a rock. It's a really cool rock. And they want to show you, well, that is how people interact with each other. One person finds that rock really cool and the other one's just going, yeah, dude, it's a rock. All right. Whoop-de-doo. But if you can become just as excited about that rock or, about the sunset or about whatever it is that they're doing, you will have a better form of intimacy. Now, so we're now all the way down to work intimacy. And what is this? Now, it's a bit different from other intimacies. This one can also fit very well. Well, all intimacies actually physical, emotional, intellectual, all 10 of the different types of intimacies can fit into the man's community pillar because, well, our spouse is a subset of that community pillar. She is a part of our community. Our kids are a part of our community. Our friends, that band of brothers that we have, are all part of that community. And so, yeah, we're going to have experiences with our guys who are completely different than what our experiences are with our wife. And we're going to have completely different experiences with our children. We're going to have different levels of emotional intimacy with our band of brothers than we're going to have with our wife. We're going to share our spiritual intimacy completely different. We're going to have different experiences. We're going to socialize in public differently. And so all of these different types of intimacies are important to the man's pillar, the man's community pillar, but the work intimacy really shines through. It's because how well do you work with other people? All right. This one's more for the stranger, if you want to call it. If you're more able to have a interaction, have a strong, trusting experience when working with other people, your work intimacy is going to be a lot stronger. Now, this doesn't exclude your wife either, because first off, there's a lot of people who work with their wives. So you have the ups and the downs and the conflicts and the problem solvings that come about with work intimacy, as also with your wife. Now, for instance, like me and the wife, we really need to work on our work intimacy a bit, because when it comes to us working, we struggle with it. Getting better, because I am figuring out how to stay present in what we're doing and not let my thoughts run amok and take over. And, all of a sudden I've got hurt feelings, or I get frustrated, or I get upset for whatever reason. Maybe the wife has taken up the boards of a project while I'm trying to get them all laid out, and she's doing one thing, I'm doing the other thing, and there's no communication going on. That's where our communication really needs to get better and needs to grow. And that's one of the benefits of working together. We figure out how to be more intimate when it comes to work instances. So we have to work together. We have to be able to do the working time and time again, and we have to be able to utilize the other intimacy, especially conflict intimacy, with our wife. But that's not just our wives. We're going to have that asshole in our work environment too. We're going to have the guy who is willing to run over anybody and everybody if they are in their way and goal to become, a manager for the mailroom. I don't know, just it's as an example. And so you're going to have to figure out how to have those constructive conflicts with anybody around. And as you have those conflicts, you're going to have a better connection. So as you work with your work intimacy, you're working on the emotional, intellectual, spiritual, experiential, and all the other types of intimacies out there. Those are all getting mixed and mashed and jumbled and put together. Now, granted, yes, we're talking more mainly with the intimacies that we have with our wife, but at the same time, our social life, our work life is also part of our marital life. We have to have those men in our lives. We have to have the people that we work with for us to be able to be a more well-rounded person. We just sit around and just become Mr. Hermit, then it's not going to work very well. We're going to start having very restrictive thoughts. We're going to start going and thinking very black and white. And I'm someone who likes very black and white thinking. I think the gray is just a means for us to get things muddled up. So when it comes to our work intimacy, how well do we work with our wives? How well can we do a home project and come out on the other side with a finished product, a finished room, or finished, whether we've painted or done whatever? Can we get finished with that, come out of it, and still have a good, strong relationship? Or do we come out of that with hurt feelings and we want to blame each other for the fact that we are feeling miserable? We often do. That's the deal. We often will blame the other person for feeling crappy at the end of the day. It was more of a fight than anything. We will try to put blame. And again, when it comes to the different types of intimacies, when it comes to social intimacy, can you take and own your dirt? If you're having conflict, what part of that conflict is your responsibility? Where were you in relation to the whole issue of the conflict? You come up with that and you're able to take full on responsibility for that action, then you're going to have a better means of repairing. You're going to have a stronger work intimacy. So this is, we struggle with having the ability to work together because we want to have our own thoughts. We want to do our own things. We want to do it our way. And anytime, especially with your wife, you're going to find out she's got a little different thought than what you do. She's got a little different means of taking care of stuff and getting projects accomplished than what you do, which is, again, when you're able to work together, boom, you've got a superpower. You two become an unstoppable force. But to be able to do that, you have to be able to first stay present. Her actions, she's not out doing whatever it is she's doing to piss you off. That's not her objective. And so we have to make sure we understand how to properly communicate with her. And so we can see everything that we're doing, though it's uncomfortable, though it's kind of a pain in the butt at times. It is a means. If we are paying the fee to have the life that we want. We're paying the fee because, remember, discomfort is the currency for our life. If we are willing to become uncomfortable with what's going on, we're going to have the ability to have what we want. When we can accept the fact that, yeah, we're going to do stuff. It's going to be ugly sometimes. It's not going to be pretty. But all those emotions about being ugly and not being pretty are just our thoughts. And as we continue to try to correct the problem, and we work with our wives, or we work with, Kevin over in accounting, we're going to have a better time with the results. When we hit those results, we're going to enjoy the success of that a lot more than we ever would before. So when it comes to this particular intimacy, it is like the others. It is a form of sharing. You're sharing your emotions with your wife. You're sharing your intellect with your wife or those people around you. You're sharing your spiritual beliefs in your spiritual intimacy. You're sharing your experiences of adventure, or even just the humdrum day-to-day life in the experiential intimacy. You're sharing your social interactions, your social life with your wife for social intimacy. You're taking her out and you're letting her be a part of your social life when you take her out on a date. Creatively, how do y'all do creative stuff together? Or how do you share your creative ideas with your spouse? How do y'all fight together? How well do y'all share each other's thoughts and emotions when the fit hits the shan, essentially? Can you do that and come out on the other side stronger and better? Aesthetically, you're sharing your thoughts and views of what's beautiful, of what's not beautiful even. And so also, can you share your work life? Can you share how you work with other people? Can you share how you interact with other people at work? Can you share how with your wife, your day-to-day life? Can you share your problem-solving steps with your wife? And can you express that in a means that allows for understanding? When you're able to do that, you get better and you get a stronger means of growth. So you want to be able to share your work. You want to be able to share your space and your thought space and your interactions with your spouse if you want to have a strong intimacy, all around general intimacy with her. So you have to figure out how to work together, because the more y'all are able to work together, the better, and the more efficient that y'all do this, the quicker you're able to get stuff done. Because you're being more efficient, but y'all also have a larger sense of accomplishment, which is what you're actually wanting as a whole. Because when you're done, you feel accomplished. Y'all have that stronger bond and a better connection, which is what you're actually fully wanting. So, guys, with that, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to make this one a fairly short episode, because work intimacy is one of those where did I really have a lot of thought to it? Is this an actual intimacy? I don't think it is. I think it is, again, a subset of the experiential. It's an experience that you have at work or in at the at-home project. And so it is better if we're able to have that. Yeah, we want to employ the level of work intimacy, but that, again, we're in our social experiences, our creative experiences that we have with our wife. That's when we want to be able to share those. So, guys, with that, I want to say thank you very much for listening. If you would like to, I want to go ahead and throw this little offer out. If you would like to see what it's like to be coached, maybe you're going, yeah, man, I don't have the time, I don't have the desire. Coaching is a luxury item that I can't ever afford. That might be true. I don't. There's nothing wrong with thinking that. If you don't think it's a good thing, then it will be a good thing. But if you are interested, you're kind of wondering, it's like, what is it like to be coached? I'd like to offer you the opportunity to be coached. You can actually go over to Relaxed Male, and that's male as in the dude, relaxedmale.com/try coaching. And just set up a time. Saturdays are becoming my mini session days. I'm just having little coaching sessions for anybody that wants to have them. So if you would be interested in trying coaching, it's completely free. There's nothing to it. It's just a little 30 minutes. So what's the problem? Why is this a problem? And we look at it, and I help coach you through beyond whatever that problem actually is, so that you can actually start seeing your thoughts change before you, and all of a sudden watch those doors as they open up and allow for more opportunities to come in. Also, if you are interested, we're still going to be mastering the storm, which is going to be a challenge, a program that I'm going to put together for you men come the beginning of the year, so that we start the year off with knowing how to master that storm that is within us. And you can do that over at relaxedmale.com/storm master. And so also, if you are interested in trying out one of the new apps, you can go to relaxedmale.com/new apps, all one word. And there you can actually also get a new app, podcasting app, and see what Podcasting 2.0 provides. Brain just wanted to look up on me. because not only do you get to see the show or listen to the show actually live through the podcasting app, there's also the pod roll, which shows I think I've got about 10 different shows that I personally listen to that I think y'all would benefit from. But there's also means of being able to do to contact me and be able to send messages over to me that way. So if you have any comments, questions, concerns, things along those lines, you can feel free to shoot me an email at brian@relaxedmail.com. And with that, guys, I want to say thank you very much for listening. Y'all take care. We will catch y'all next week. Till then, bye. All right, there you go, guys. Okay, yeah, this is a little bit of a shorter one, just not as much detail for this one. So, but anyhow, everybody listening and watching over on TikTok, thank y'all very much for watching. Y'all take care and catch y'all later. Yes, into that no. Scooch that out of the way. Got 223 viewers there. All right, and then... All right. Now, YouTube also, thanks again for watching and listening. Had concurrent viewers in one view, which I think that was actually me. So, all right, guys, y'all take care. Thanks for watching. If you see this again on the replay, then please go ahead and ask me a question. Throw up a comment. Love to hear from you. See what we got. And with that, we will talk to y'all